In today's video, you can join our road trip all the way from Glacier National Park in Montana right through to Custer State Park in South Dakota, where we capture some absolutely gorgeous images and where Blake gets a little bit testy when I park my tripod right next to his. But first, today is the last day of availability of our photography course, Make Great Shots. After tomorrow, it will be gone. So if you wanted to download that before time runs out, there's a link in the description. All right, let me take you on our very last sunrise shoot in the mountains of Montana. Our last sunrise in Glacier National Park found us at Two Medicine Lake. Well, it's 6 a.m. I have had 4 hours of sleep. And I do have a face like the disgusting plate of nachos served up by the restaurant that we went to yesterday that was inedible. Inedible. I won't mention the name because that just wouldn't be nice, would it? But anyway, we find ourselves at this beautiful lake, hoping for a reflection, and as you can see, there isn't much chance. The forecast was good, which is why we drove here, but you can never guarantee these things, you know. You get here and this is what you get. Blake's getting artistic with some rocks and a reflection. And Blake also placed this boulder here, which really makes all the difference.
We need 2 more though.
Yeah, I think you've got to have like a pattern, haven't you? Blake's going to demonstrate his boulder wielding exercises. I am impressed by your manliness.
Where do we want the triangle?
Oh, I can't decide.
Well, like this?
Yeah. Oh, now you're talking. Oh, that is, just exquisite now. Whew. Now, don't give yourself a hernia. Well, you're going for a triangular formation. Exquisite. That's also a very good squat, I've noticed. Oh, brilliant. Now, I would have helped, but for some reason, my right testicle has swollen to the size of a cantaloupe, and I really don't want it to explode, so I'm not going to strain myself.
And you're also in flip-flops.
Well, it's appropriate footwear. I mean, what else would you wear? Now, I don't know about you, Blake, but whenever I'm waiting for a reflection to occur, I like to read a copy of Stories Within Stories by Gavin Hardcastle, full of hilarious and inspiring anecdotes, as well as some of my best landscape photography. There's a link in the description below if you're interested. Well, as you can see, the light's just starting to get quite tasty right now. Now, I'm not quite ready to take my camera out of the bag because I'm a bit snobby, but I am ready to put my tripod down, and I think just right there where Blake is probably the perfect spot, so I'll just muscle in. Right, Blake, I'm just gonna put this, just because obviously you've got quite a good spot there. I'm just gonna set up there.
What do you think you're doing, man?
Well, just, you know, you've obviously got a decent shot, man, you know.
There's an entire beach here, and you happen to just go right here.
Well, yeah, there's a shot there, isn't there? Obviously. Might as well just set up next to you.
There's 3 photographers over there. Why don't you go take their spot?
Well, what's your problem? I mean, you've got plenty of space. There's like 6 inches of space there. What's your problem?
You do this at workshops too.
Only if they've got a good shot.
So while we waited for the light, I thought I'd ask Blake how he'd found the trip.
So on this trip, this is kind of like a bit unusual for you, getting up at stupid o'clock and going out doing this, right? You don't normally do this. How have you found it? Is it something you could get used to?
As long as there's a proper crapper around, yes.
We had quite the urgent requirements earlier.
I could get used to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation, hunger, urgent bathroom breaks.
It's exactly like having kids.
Is it?
Yeah.
Except you only have to wipe one ass when you're doing this.
Right. Instead of 4.
Ugh. All right, well, the light is getting better, and I think the lake is getting calmer. Look at that lovely little bit of hot spot of light on the top of that peak there, reflected in the lake. I'm not quite ready to get my camera out and put it on the tripod,
next to Blake's. But I am ready to eat this sandwich which my lovely wife Amanda made for me yesterday. I'm sure it's going to be delicious.
And compared to last night's rank nachos, it was.
So, should we just have a look at what you've got? So, I quite like this shot that Blake's got, and to be honest with you, this is kind of the thing that I would usually go for. This is really my style. Lovely shapes, lovely colours, lovely converging lines. So that's Blake's shot, and I really like it. And that, to be honest, that's kind of my style. That's kind of the typical sort of thing that I would frame up. But while I was waiting for the light to hit the peaks there, I just walked down the beach, probably only 80 feet, and I saw a completely different shot. So I'm going to take you over there and see if this actually works. I've set myself up for a failure here because it might not actually work. I haven't tried it. I hope this works.
It better work.
Now, I did ask Blake for a high-resolution TIFF file of this image, but for some weird reason, he just kept sending me low-resolution JPEGs. Maybe he thinks I'm going to pinch it. It is a good image, though. So in an effort to just do something different to Blake's shot, I went the opposite direction.
All right, so this is kind of a standard habit that I've formed over the years. Usually I'll rock up to somewhere like Blake did, and I'll shoot that super wide, smack you in the face type of wide angle frame. And then once I've got that, I'll move back, I'll walk away from where I started to try to sort of introduce other elements of the environment into my frame. Instead of it being one of those comps that slaps you in the face, it's a bit softer. And sometimes it tells a bit more of a story. So simply by moving further back, what I've been able to do is introduce this beautiful tree that you can see here on the left. And so that tells you that it's autumn, you know, just in case you missed the yellow trees that are dotted around the base of that mountain there. When you've got that sunrise moody light, sometimes you miss those elements. So simply by moving back, I've been able to fit a little bit of the surrounding area in, and I feel like that tells a bit more of a story. I'll show you the back of the camera and explain what I mean. Okay, so the other thing that I've done to make this very different to that first composition, as you can see immediately, is I've gone for a different aspect ratio. It's still a wide angle shot, but using this X-Pan 65-24, I've been able to kind of get a totally different look. Now, you might not have that available on your camera, but it doesn't really matter because you can always crop it in post afterwards. But sometimes it's nice to just kind of visualize it. If you don't have this, often what I'll do is I'll just use my hand and I'll just kind of block out the elements that I think I don't want, just to give me an idea of the composition. I'll just brighten this up. So what you can see now is that lovely yellow tree, which is just there. I've just pushed it in from the left. I've still got the mountain, I've still got the reflection, and I've actually got a little bit more of the surrounding mountains as well. So I know it's a simple thing, it's the most basic thing, just move back, but it's so effective. And sometimes you can do that and shoot with a longer lens, and that's going to change your perspective even more and allow you to tell a completely different story.
You might be thinking, well, that reflection got better, and who the hell is that guy? So how did I go from this actual morning shot to this very Photoshop version? Well, there's a behind the shot video all about it, and I've put a link in the description for you. It was now time for us to leave Glacier National Park, so I thought I'd ask Blake to do something punch-worthy, and he nailed it.
You've got to do I think you should do the jump with the one kick in the air. Okay. The left one. Now that's fruity. Oh yeah.
We got it.
But this road trip wasn't over yet, and it was time to stock up on some goodies.
Alright, so we are 5 weeks into our Canadian-American road trip, and it's been exhausting, hasn't it, love?
Yeah, I've missed the babies.
We've missed our cats, but we're about almost a week from getting home. We've got one more shoot left in South Dakota. We're going to go to a place called Custer State Park. But before we go, we're going to load up on groceries, and we're going to try out Albertsons, see if it's any good.
Well, they got pumpkin, so I already know it's going to be good.
there was absolutely no chance I was buying a pumpkin, but after Albertsons, we got back on the road and I did appreciate eat my shorts. But this road trip was not without its dangers. Now, I don't know if this was a wildfire or a prescribed burn, but it was a bit worrying, and Blake was way ahead of us in his Jeep, and the plan was to meet up with him in Custer just in time for our last sunset shoot together on our way home. After a long day of driving all the way from Montana, we finally caught up with Blake.
Right, so Blake and I have been on the road for about a week through all kinds of fantastic places in Montana. Now we're in South Dakota, and look at this absolutely majestic scene. We came a little bit late. Just as we arrived, there were some lovely colours, some light hitting the top of that peak. Actually, is it coming back?
It looks like it is.
It might be coming back, so maybe we're not too late. But just look at that reflexion and those gorgeous fall colours and the clouds. What more do you ask for? So that is my composition, just as simple as it gets. I thought about doing a wider one to try and include that nub over there, but I love the simplicity of this with those clouds. The clouds just fill the frame beautifully. And I've just gone for a straight 50-50, just as much in the reflection as there is in the sky. So I'm just going to hit that shutter. Anyway, if this shot turns out to be any good, here's the shot. Seeing as this is our last night together, are you going to finally tell me what that weird looking thing is that you've been carrying around in your camera bag for the last week? So that's for what?
The best photographer in the world.
So is anybody else coming into this little contest, or is it just the two of us?
Well, it's just you and I.
I kind of like this contest.
Like, you know, American football, right? Whoever wins the Super Bowl, nobody else knew that they were involved.
Yeah. So I have a 50-50 chance of winning best photographer in the world.
As do I.
Legit, 100% legit and recognized by all outlets.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
So how do we determine who's the winner of this absolutely delicious, very perky award?
So this is what I think. We have this course
Yeah.
where we're being collaborative.
Yeah.
But you know as well as I do that we're both relatively competitive.
Yeah.
Maybe just a smidge.
Yeah.
So how about we throw a little bit of friendly competition in this? We'll ask the viewers
Right.
to vote on what they think is the best, but we won't let them know whose is whose.
So it's a blind vote.
It's a complete blind vote.
That's going to be tricky, is that? But I'm quite confident I could win this quite lovely trophy. If I won this, I'd put it on the front of the camper.
I would love it. I kind of want you to win it now.
So that's for the winner. Mm-hmm. What does the loser have to do? Is there a penalty?
Well, you already wear my shirt on almost every video.
Yeah. And thanks
So-
for wearing that. Looks
Hey,
pretty
well-
good on you, that.
It's pretty juicy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I bought it when I was a little bit smaller.
You look sharp in that, I would
So
say.
anyway, penalty for the loser is they have to promote the other person's YouTube channel for a month.
For a month?
Yes.
God. All right, then it's worth it.
We got a shake on it.
All right.
It'll be a left-handed shake.
Be weird, but
But
yeah.
it's
I think that
shake.
counts. Still legal tender, isn't it?
Spit on
All
it
right.
first.
Yeah, and then, oh no, it's not that kind of channel. That's my other channel.
Now, don't tell Blake I said this, but I was really going to miss our shenanigans.
All right, Blake. So what have you framed up over there? Let's see what you got on the back of the camera.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the way all the clouds there mimic on the top and the bottom, and they surround that
Yeah.
little rock structure there with all the beautiful foliage.
It does look tasty, but just look at this lovely bit of light that's creeping in over here. And if I point this camera over here, look at that massive cloud just hanging over the top of that and then being reflected.
It's,
Oh, I do like that tight shot though. Yeah, let's get that.
it's so hard not to shoot here. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so where was the shot that you found then?
So I think if we move back to like just there,
Okay.
we can fit in that lovely bit of cloud. I mean, that cloud, it's like a big UFO hanging over the top.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh wow. Oh dude, that's so much better. We can crop that off over there. Wow.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty tasty.
I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Just actually, I don't even need this on here. I had a
CPL.
CPL on there that I
Yeah.
don't really need because of the direction of the light, so we can take that off.
Let's get all those visual aids off. Oh, that looks tasty.
All right, so F13 tripod mounted, so ISO 100 will be perfect.
I'd go for like F8 because we don't have any concerns about foreground, and
True.
F8 will be a lot sharper.
I wish there was a 5 ground here though.
Well, there could be a 5 ground if I swam in there for you, but then I'd kill your reflection.
Oh dude, look at that.
That is, oh wow, that is tasty. This is usually the point where I would say, right, let's get that into Photoshop and see what we can do with it. But I don't think there's really much we need to do with that at all.
Oh, there's always stuff that you can do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So you can make that even better than what we're looking at in real life. Look at that business.
Sure.
Oh, man, that
Always
is...
a possibility for more.
All right, well, I'm keen to see what you can do with this. Well, I think I'm done here, to be honest with you, so we should probably just back up, get moving now.
You taking that thing?
Well, it's a foregone conclusion that I'll be the winner, obviously. Let's be real. You know?
What makes you think that?
Well, just me general brilliance.
At this point in this video, which was filmed last year, I'm blissfully unaware that I lost this photo contest. Anybody who's been watching the videos for the last month or so and probably voted on the images already knows that I lost this contest. So I guess I'd better just say, congratulations, Blake. You're the best landscape photographer in the world. All right, back to the video.
But, what about your Photoshop skills?
Not nowhere near as good as yours, but...
I think those will save me.
You think so?
I think so. Pretty sure. That's what I'm banking on anyway.
Well, I kind of want it to, because then if it does, then you really must be that good at Photoshop. I'll buy all your courses. I'll even sign up to your website. If you'll have me.
I don't know. That'd be like insider trading. You might steal some of my stuff.
I would never do that. You know what would look better than those three rocks that you placed there, Blake? Just, if we just place this in your foreground. I like how you've used the logo as like a leading line there.
Magnificent.
That's inspired. It really is. And I'd just focus on the.
There you go.
There.
Like that.
Focus on that. The background can be blurred. We don't care.
But I need to get ISO a little bit better here because 4-second exposure is not going to work for me. Oh, look at the leading lines of that book.
That is.
And look at how that grid just helps you make it perfect.
That's a brilliant grid that you've got there. So you designed that yourself?
I did.
I'll have to get a copy of that. Oh, what a shot.
It's perfect.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did I mention that there was a link in the description? I think I did. I think I mentioned it a couple of times.
You taking that thing?
Well, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. Right, Blake, I'm just going to put my tripod just there. I'm not going to set up the camera yet. I'm just getting my spot.
What do you think you're doing, man?
No, just getting my spot. It's obviously a good spot because you've set up your shot here, right?
I like it a
It's a nice shot, so
It's all right.
I mean,
look at it, but
you don't mind, right? So just set up there.
Why not?
Yeah.
With the keys to my car too?
Oh.
Okay. What else do you want? My wallet? I mean, you're taking everything.
How many kids have you got?
3.
I'll have those as well.
Can I pick which one?
I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters shown here. You really do make it possible for me to keep this channel going. And if anyone's interested in my monthly critique sessions on Patreon, there's a link in the description if you're interested.